Greetings, friends and relatives. My name is Gabby Strong, Sistin Wapton, Mide Wakantu, Dakota, and I serve as the Director of Grant Making with Indian Collective. We appreciate you joining us for this grant information session for Phase 2 of Indian Collective's COVID-19 response in support of transition and resilience. Our goal is to provide additional information regarding Indian Collective's Phase 2 of the COVID-19 response project, grant criteria and eligibility, grant terms and amounts, more details regarding the application process, and contact information. But first, I'd like to turn it over to my colleague, Michael Johnson, Director of Advancement.
Thanks, Gabby, and welcome everybody. My name is Michael Johnson. I'm a citizen of the 3 affiliated tribes of North Dakota, and I'm the Director of Advancement with the NDN Collective. Happy you guys are here with us today. The NDN Collective's mission is to build the collective power of Indigenous peoples, communities, and nations to exercise our inherent right to self-determination while fostering a world that is built on a foundation of justice and equity for all people. We do this by investing in 3 core strategies: defend, develop, and decolonize. Defend refers to our defense of our people, our communities, our nations, our land, our water, our culture, our human rights. Our develop strategy focuses on helping Indigenous communities as they develop regenerative and sustainable ways. And our decolonize lens is about decolonizing through the revitalization of Indigenous culture, languages, lifeways, and ceremonies. The NDN ecosystem is made up of 6 distinct entities: the NDN Collective, which provides administrative, management, and fundraising and communication support to the ecosystem; the NDN Fund, which is our national Indigenous-led community development financial institution; NDN Partners, which is our for-profit arm; NDN Foundation, which is our grant making and technical capacity support arm; NDN Action is where we host direct programming related to climate justice, racial equity, and education equity; and NDN Action Network is our C4, which works in that space. Thanks again, Gabby. Kicking it back to you.
In the second phase of COVID-19 response, NDN Collective will continue to support Indigenous communities who remain uniquely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. In our first phase, which took place in April through June of this year, NDN provided rapid response in support of gap services due to the economic contractions and health crisis. We also gathered feedback from all grant applicants at that time, which has informed Phase 2. This, along with NDN's commitment to building the new and better normal as part of long-term community resilience and sustainability. These several priority areas were then identified, which we believe will support innovative and sustainable solutions and regenerative economies. The 5 priority areas for Phase 2 COVID-19 response includes food security and clean water. This would include new initiatives, expanding or building capacity of existing entities and communities to develop sustainable food systems, protect or develop clean water. This could also include community gardens, community food harvesting and gathering projects, community hunting and fishing projects, sustainable herd management, sustainable agricultural projects, shared community food pantries and food distribution, community water pumps and wells. In Phase 1, we supported food delivery and food supplies, and now Phase 2 will focus on strengthening food security. Support will also include education, technology, and broadband investments. This could include improvements of infrastructure and upgraded equipment to support increased internet capacity and speed, improved or upgraded software systems and technological training to support virtual and tele abilities to learn, access health, conduct business, up-to-date communications access. Technical assistance and planning for increased technological capacity and creativity would also be included here. Phase 2 will also support shelter and basic needs, and this would include support for continued assistance of emergency shelter, safe and affordable housing, utilities, food, personal hygiene, and household supplies. Indigenous health and safety would include support for providing and reclamation of Indigenous health, wellness, care, and healing, including social, emotional, and cultural support. This would also include support for emergency medical supplies, PPE, and other supplies and equipment to manage and mitigate the spread of COVID-19. Sustainable regenerative community resilience planning would also include support for community planning and implementation of more sustainable, regenerative, and innovative solutions for future preparedness and resiliency. This could include renewable energy resources and new or alternative revenue streams. This may also include support for community engaged planning to develop or improve communications, delineated leadership roles, and networking across sectors and partners. Future support for COVID-19 response grants will be available to the Native Community Development Financial Institutions, or the CDFIs, through the NDN Fund. And this is expected to be announced in late 2020. It is expected that investments in regenerative economic development through Native CDFIs will be supported through this resource. This includes support and development of diversified economies, long-term business development that are sustainable solutions and align with regenerative economy principles and environmental and climate justice strategies. For more information regarding this grant announcement to be released in late 2020, you can contact the Managing Director of NDN Fund, Nikki, Nikki, at ndncollective.org. The grant terms and amounts for Phase 2 of the COVID-19 response grants are expected to be 1-year grant terms. Up to $50,000 will be available to tribes and Indigenous-led organizations with annual operating budgets of $500,000 and under. Up to $100,000 will be available to tribes and Indigenous-led organizations with annual operating budgets over $500,000. The letters of interest, or LOI process, is now open. LOIs will identify the priority area that is best suited for community response, capacity, and capability. Applicants are encouraged to describe the proposed project concept, how the community has shaped the project and its outcomes, how the project builds solutions for long-term resilience and sustainability, and integrates the NDN strategies of defend, develop, and decolonize. LOIs are due by 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Wednesday, September 9th. After review, full grant applications will be invited by September 29th. Final grant selections are expected to be announced in late October, with grant start dates expected in November 2020. NDN uses an online grants management system, the Flux system. When entering the grant portal, there are a couple of helpful hints. If you are new to the grants portal, a new first-time user, you must register in order to receive login credentials to complete the LOI and potentially a grant application. While you'll receive a message indicating that you'll receive login credentials within 2 business days, our team moves much more quickly and usually within hours of your registration. Please check your email and spam or junk folders for your login credentials before submitting inquiries or requests for technical support. If you've registered in the past for any NDN grant opportunity, please click the Login Now button. You would not need to register again. Other helpful hints when submitting your LOI include the use of a laptop to complete registration and login. The Chrome browser works best with the Flux online system. We encourage you to register and complete login credentials before the grant deadline on September 9th. Any attempts to register later than 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on September 9th does not guarantee availability for technical support or submission by the 5 p.m. deadline. The NDN Collective team is available for questions and technical support. Please reach out to the contacts listed here. Thank you for your time and interest in the NDN Collective's grant program. We hope this information has been helpful. We wish you all good health and happiness as we continue to navigate through these pandemic times together. Pidamaya. Thank you.